What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another Polish Pickup Rewind edition video. It is that time of the year. Before we get into my normal announcements and information for the intro, I want to bells and whistles highlight. I'm going to link Polish Pickup TV, which is my, I guess, technically my sister channel, to the Polished Mage. I'm going to have that channel linked in the description box below. This is a channel that I run exclusively, not as the Polished Mage, but as Trisha over there, where I am interviewing makers every single month for Polish Pickup. And you can see the faces behind the brands, meet these people. They are amazing. And this month I'm going to have Jill of Glisten Glow. She is so fun, so hype energy, and I love it. She's so positive, and she's just like that in person too. It is incredible. It's like infectious positivity. Jill is a powerhouse. She's one of those people that I consider one of the few OGs of indie brands, honestly, and she's just so much fun. So go over there after you watch this video, of course, and just show Jill some love. Show these makers some love too. I've got it booked all the way up until December. And I usually try to have episodes out around wish listing. This month we got a little behind on our scheduling together. But it's going to be definitely before the shop opens. I just got off my little call with her. So I'm going to work my tail off and get that edited as soon as possible and get that up too. Go show those makers some love. It's not easy to get behind a camera. It's not easy to, even get a little bit intimate in front of a screen and have a conversation with somebody. So it takes a lot. Jill is a natural. I'm going to say that. She's so much fun. But these makers, a lot of them are getting out of their comfort zones to do this. And I so appreciate it. I know a lot of you appreciate it too. And I'm very excited to show this to you all. So head on over there after this video and show them some love. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you will always see every single one of my interviews. I've had interviews all the way up until February of this year. And there's lots of content to see over there too. With that said, what is Polish Pickup? Polish Pickup is a monthly collaboration featuring dozens of makers that come together to produce polishes based off of an inspiration that you all voted on 2 months in advance. Voting happens on polishpickup.com. We have lots of links and helpful information over there, and you can peruse that. You can vote. Voting is currently going to be happening for September. It may or may not happen though. That's a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. September is always Halloween. So more on that information. I don't want to speak and assume anything at this point, but September is Halloween. It's the best month ever. But that typically happens the week of wish listing, and you can vote for the themes. So what is Rewind? Polishes that are made through Polish Pickup are exclusive to the shop. And July started off several years ago as a way to give makers and swatchers alike a little bit of breathing room, that we were just going to either not have the shop open or possibly let the makers bring something back. It kind of evolved and it got super popular. So it's not quite a slow month per se. But thankfully a lot of photos and everything is already out there. So for example, this month's video from me is going to be a lot smaller for just a lot of my content is already on the channel if you want to go back and if I swatch something already. But some of the makers wanted me to have fresh swatches, or in I think 1 or 2 cases, I hadn't swatched them yet. So it's just a smaller type of thing. With that said, just be mindful if it's a very older polish coming back. I sometimes just want to delete my old content. It was such a learning curve, but I'm still learning, just not to sound arrogant, but anyways, you look back on your stuff and you're like, oh, but it's content. It's there. It's a reference, if you will. But it's there. So I do have fresh swatches of a couple polishes, but that's why this month is a little bit more condensed. With that said, makers are allowed to bring back 2 polishes for July. One is going to go in the Polish Pickup, the shop per normal as the first Friday of the month. And it's going to go up for pre-order, that kind of thing for that weekend. And then the other polish that they're able to bring back goes in their shop. Now, most makers, and in my experience, most of them will offer that polish to their shop for the entire month of July. Some of them are going to bring it to Polish and Beauty Expo. You can grab it there too if you want to see it in person first, if you're attending the event. Some of them also have free shipping if you purchase their PPU exclusive through their shop. Lots of stuff like that. With that said, Lisa of Cosmetic Sanctuary is doing an incredible, like a huge amount of work getting all of this information from every single maker, both to their shop and to the Polish Pickup website. And she's making a master blog list that will be on Polish Pickup's blog, official blog on the website. I'm going to link that in the description box below too. So if you get a chance, make sure you thank her. It is a lot of work, and she has been working tirelessly on this for several days now, especially when I pester her through text and whatnot. So make sure to thank that. That's going to be there too. I'm also going to have on the video here, there's going to be an extra caption on each of the polishes I show you to differentiate whether or not it's going to be in their shop or if it's going to be in the PPU shop too. So I'll have that information. And again, there's many, many more. So many polishes are coming back. It's such a great month. It's also an expensive month too, because if you miss out on something, it's there mostly in the maker shop or in the PPU site. Voting, if you're curious, if you missed out on when voting for what polishes makers are going to bring back happen, it usually happens in their Facebook groups. I've seen it sometimes on Instagram too. That typically happens pretty early on in the year. I've seen it as early as February that makers will have the poll go up in their groups. So it is what it is. It's just if you're new and you're wanting to participate in something like that, definitely keep an eye out for next year. It usually happens pretty early that makers have that voting go up. Now, this is a tighter turnaround time for this video, and I do apologize about that. I have been so busy. I just wrapped up my blog sale. I have been swatching my ass off. I have so much content for y'all in July. I know I haven't posted a whole lot in June. I apologize about that. I promise I have a ton coming out, and it's going to be amazing. July is going to be a really good month. If you saw what my mail locker looked like this week, so much content, and it's so much beautiful stuff. I'm very excited to present it to you all. So thank you for sticking around with me while I had like a little brief pause while I caught up on everything. But I promise you, I'm working my tail off. I got so much good stuff to show you all this month. With that said, you will start to see PBE exclusives coming out for me this month. I'm going to start that series back up before the show, and information on that. We've got this rewind video. I have new collections to show you all. I realize this is kind of a channel update thing too, but I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've recorded, and I want to keep you all in the loop too. So as for the giveaway, I don't want to have, because of I'm probably going to have this up a day or two after wish listing. Because of that, I don't want to have the giveaway running too quick of a turnaround time, but I also don't want to have it going to where I'm picking winners on shop opening. I know a lot of you like to have your coupon codes ready to go for your orders, and I don't. I just want to give that extra time. So with that said, bells and whistles, next month I'm going to have my giveaway running, and we will do Shaming Corner and all that stuff back to normal scheduling in August. But because I'm not going to do a giveaway for this video, again, I want people to have time to get their codes. Next month in August, I will pick 20 winners. Instead of 10, I will do 20, and we'll be back on regular scheduled programming. So stay tuned for that. But please, by all means, please leave a comment on this video and let me, I want to know what you guys are ordering, things like that. All that yammering, I know that I like to keep the intros short and sweet, but it's rewind. I got to be thorough. Let's dive into the swatches. Let's check out the couple of fresh swatches I have for you all. And without further ado, let's dive right in. First up is BCB Lacquers, Beyond the Sunset Leads My Way. This is described as an orange coral neon crelly with a purple to pink shimmer. This is $13.75, capped at 1,000 bottles. This was so ridiculously bright when the first time I swatched it, and it's no exception. This is beautiful neon goodness. This is one of these types of colors that I think just pops on everyone. It has a creamy, smooth formula. I think 2 coats is all you need. It dries down semi-matte, so make sure you finish with a glossy top coat. And returning to BCB Lacquer's personal site, this is You Shall Not Pass. It's going to be available from July 5th through July 30th. It's described as a chocolate mauve base with pink, orange, gold, green shifting shimmer and black metallic flakes. No difference here since the first time I swatched it. This also has a creamy, smooth, self-leveling formula. Easy application here, very satisfying on the brush strokes. 2 coats is all you need, and then a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, as those little black flecks tend to give you some texture. Cadillacquer's I Am the Danger is A lime green Crelly base with small iridescent flakes and matte red glitter. This one is going to be in Cadillacquer's shop. They are overseas. They are going to be on pre-order from July 1st through July 6th through What's Up Nails, Hypnotic, Nail Stuff, Nailland Hungary, Color 4 Nails, and the Canadian PPU Group Buy. This has an excellent Crelly formula. 2 coats was all I needed. You will need a glitter smoother though, because this one is a true glitter Crelly. Speaking of Cadillacquer's Lion's Mane, this one's going to the PPU shop. It's a bright orange-red Crelly base with gold Aurora shimmer and matte aquamarine glitter in different sizes. This one's 14, capped at 600 bottles, and it's another beautiful, bright neon type of color. This is another one that I think is going to be pretty universally flattering, I dare say, but medium to deep skin tones, this will pop so ridiculously well on you. And 2 coats is all I needed here as well. I will also suggest a glitter smoother and glossy top coat, as this will have texture. Cracked Polish Jewel of the Ball is coming to the PPU site. This is an antique green base with teal and purple chameleon magnetic pigments. This is 13, capped at 1,000 bottles. We have an easy application going on here too. This month is full of bangers. Of course, these are all top sellers, and this one's no exception. This is so fun in that when you magnetize it, I just think it's one of those magnetics that takes on such a dramatic appearance with that multi-chrome effect. When I first swatched this one back, I believe in January, I wasn't expecting it to be so dramatic. It looked like it was going to be more subtle, and it's absolutely not. The magnetic pigment is true multi-chrome. It's quite shifty when you get into shaded lighting. And I'm going to suggest going up to 3 coats with this. It is on the lighter side. I almost want to classify it as a jelly in how it builds up. It dries down pretty quick. So if you tend to go in heavy-handed or you're polished like me, I tend to do that. No issues there. So I went in with 3 normal coats and a glossy top coat, and it is perfect and good to go. Cracked is also bringing back Mouse Ballerina to their shop. This one's going to be available from July 1st through 31st. It's described as a lavender tinged gray Crelly base with soft pink to gold Aurora pigment and purple shimmer. This one also flirts, in my opinion, with being a jelly in how it builds up, but it does have the plumpness of a cream. So that's why I'll go ahead and classify it as a Crelly here. I'm going to suggest 3 normal coats. Again, dry time, no problem with that, or any dragging or over buildup. So if you polish heavy-handed like me, same disclaimer here. This will dry down on the flat, almost satin-like side. So I will suggest a really good glossy top coat though. It just kind of helps plump up that gel-like appearance. Cuticula's Dead House is a deep cornflower blue jelly base with fuchsia metallic flakes, green to blue shifting glass flakes, and black flakes. This is going to be in Cuticula's shop. I'm very glad that those of you who missed out on this beauty are going to be able to grab it. This is very pretty and easy application going on here. Now, I chose to start off with a foundation on that first coat, a real light coat, and then I did the icing method, bead polishes like this up against my nails. That way I don't have to go up to a 3rd coat, but I do get that thicker buildup that I'm looking for. You will need a thin layer of glitter smoother and glossy top coat, in my opinion. I think it just looks the best to plump this one up and just amplify that mosaic effect. And Cuticula's Hummingbird Glass is a teal jelly base full of green to aqua shifting glass flakes, pink to purple shifting shimmer, and fuchsia metallic flakes. This one's going to be in the PPU shop, another flaky bomb, and easy application here too. Now, Hummingbird Glass, in my opinion, does tend to pull more true jelly on a lighter type of buildup. So I'm going to suggest you go up to 3 coats with this one. Light to normal, your preference, no issues with any over buildup or anything. So I don't think you need to mind, say, how much you put on your nails, and a glitter smoother and glossy top coat together. Because again, very much like Dead House, you're going to get some thirstiness from all those flakes. Glam Polish Glowing Whispers is a stunning icy blue base with shifting iridescent flakes in green to teal, Aurora shimmer, and white glitter mix. This one's coming to the PPU shop. Price is $14, and there's a cap of 250 bottles. When I first swatched Glowing Whispers, I think on that video I made a comment that I swatched it at 3 coats, and then I went back and did 2 coats if I'm remembering correctly. So this time I decided to do 2 normal for me coats, and I loved it. It was perfect, and it gave me room for my glitter smoother and glossy top coat. Because the formula is quite plumping, I'm just going to suggest stopping at 2 coats and letting your glossy top coat it's just a trust the process type situation. And then Glam's Wild Beauty is going to be coming to their site. This is a purple holographic base with scattered holographic flakes, fuchsia, bronze, aurora shimmer, and galaxy glitter. This one's going to be available from July 1st through July 12th. You can use the code PPU10 for 10% off store-wide during this specific pre-order with Wild Beauty. Wild Beauty is an excellent build-up, easy application, very smooth. It's a purple lover's dream, in my opinion. I personally like it too as a non-purple person. You will need a glitter smoother as it does have a bit of texture and thirstiness. Great Lakes Lacquer, we're all mad here, is a berry red multichrome that shifts from purple, red, and orange with a soft scattered holographic effect. This one's 14 with no cap, and it's returning to the PPU shop. I do have Great Lakes Lacquer, the one that's returning to their shop. However, I'm going to go ahead and just show it when they have their pre-order on July 15th, as it's not quite released yet. And since it's dropping along with that new collection, I figured I'll show it on that video at that time. We're All Mad here has a jelly formula. It's got a lighter type of buildup to it. So I'm going to suggest going in normal on your coats, build it up to 3 coats, and use a glossy top coat of choice. It is quite glowy on that purple shimmer factor. Jen & Berry's Light as a Feather is a light blue tinted jelly base with pink, orange, gold, green shifting shimmer and holographic flakes. This one's $13.50, capped at $400. And those of you who have asked me for a comparison between this one and BKL's OG Lion Polish, I have a very fun comparison for you at the end of the video. I think you'll definitely appreciate as my response and apology for making you all wait for that comparison. Light as a Feather is a beautiful jelly-like formula. I'm going to suggest 2 to 3 coats. Personally, I like 3 lighter coats, but your preference, and a glossy top coat. And then Jen & Berry's is bringing Valley Girl to their website. This one is a pale pinky purple tinted sheer jelly base loaded with intense bright pink to orange to gold to green shimmer and a subtle amount of violet micro flakes. This one's going to be available throughout the month of July from the 1st through the 31st. Valley Girl is a shimmer bomb. It is excellent on that shimmery, glowy factor. I'm going to suggest 3 coats with it. Mind your brush strokes a touch because you might get a touch of streaking on your nails if you tend to polish heavy-handed. It's not the worst I've worked with per se, but I thought it was worth noting. Just let that paddle brush do the work for you. Lemming Lacquer's Cyberpunk is a purple, pink, gold, and green multichrome in a dusty blue base with holographic micro flakes and sparks. This one's going to be available on Lemming Lacquer's website, and it's what I would describe as being a jelly type of formula. It's a light type of buildup. I almost want to classify, or rather if I had to describe it, that base as being an almost like blue jeans type of blue. It is, again, lighter on formula, so don't be afraid to go in normal or somewhat heavy-handed, the way I polish too. I'm going to suggest 3 coats and a good glossy top coat to plump it up. Lemming Lacquer is bringing Euphoric Embers to the PPU shop. This one is a violet jelly base that has a shifting shimmer from red to warm orange, and it dances over to a gold. This one's $13.50, capped at 250 bottles. Euphoric Embers is a very true jelly base. I agree with that official description. It might stain your falsies or your nails. I had some purple staining on my falsies after I removed this, so I would suggest using a good base coat of your choice just to kind of protect that. And I'll also suggest going up to 3 light coats. This is quite plumping on the formula, so just go in thin and use a good glossy top coat. Depending on the whiteness of your free edge, you may or may not want to use a blurring base. Royla's Don't Play Coy 2.0 is going to be brought to the PPU shop. This one is a bright turquoise jelly base packed with red to gold to green crystal flakes and scattered holographic flakes. The blue base is a smidge darker than the original, but it has the same flakes. This one's $13.50 and it does not have a cap. I'm glad that those of you who missed out the first go or the second go, I think this one has been returned before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyways, it is very pretty. Flaky balm lovers, this is for you. It's a true jelly. I'm going to suggest 3 light coats to build it up. Let those chunky flakes just settle across the nails. You may want to use a glitter smoother depending on if you have a thinner top coat of choice. And Royla is another brand that I have their collection that is going to be dropping on July 10th. So I saved their in-shop polish for that video. Sassy Sauce, a pain in the Asteroid 2.0, is a smoky base with glowy red to copper shimmer and blue to black shifting UCC flakes. This one's going to be available on Sassy Sauce's site, available from July 1st through the 31st. It's a lighter type of buildup, a true jelly. If you have a super prominent free edge, again, I will suggest a blurring base of some sort or nude to you cream, whichever. And it's not very noticeable in dimmer lighting situations, but you can kind of see through my falsies here. So 3 light coats and a glossy top coat is going to be your friend. And to the polish pickup site, Sassy Sauce is bringing Glampire 2.0. This is a violet jelly packed with a red to copper to gold shifting shimmer and black to red shifting multi-chrome flakes and red glitter flakes. This is a 2.0 due to the supplier. The flakes are slightly different and the pigment is not from the original batch. This one is $13.50 and it's capped at $500. Again, glowy, purpley goodness. This is, I want to say the 3rd time this one has also been returned to the site. It is very pretty. I can absolutely see why it's a fan favorite, so make sure you grab it. Again, if you have a really, really prominent free edge, you may want to use a blurring base. Tyler's Trinkets is bringing back Reanimated to their site. This is going to be available from July 1st through July 31st, and you'll get free US shipping on orders of 25 plus when Reanimated is added to your order. Reanimated has a wonderful, creamy, smooth formula. It just built up like a true cream. Very, very satisfying on the brushstrokes. I'm going to suggest 3 light to normal coats, your preference. It's very forgiving, and a glossy top coat of your choice. This one does glow in the dark green, but in my rush, I did not capture that. I do apologize, but it is a juicy, bright green. And Tyler's Trinkets is bringing back Science is Pretty to the PPU site. This one's a bright neon magenta base with pink, teal, blue, green iridescent flakes, a touch of Aurora shimmer, scattered turquoise reflective glitter, no texture, and sky blue glow-in-the-dark pigment. This one's $12.50 and capped at 350 bottles. I do agree with that statement on the official description. I don't know how Tyler did this. I'm thoroughly impressed. We've got a formula that has a scattering of reflective glitter and glow-in-the-dark pigment, and in my experience, those are typically a little trickier to work with, and they leave you very textured, super matte in the dry down. That was not the case with Science is Pretty. It did have a standard flat dry down, but I was pleasantly surprised I didn't need a glitter smoother. So kudos to that. It has a creamy, smooth formula, and I'm also going to suggest 3 light coats to build it up and a glossy top coat of your choice. And full disclosure, I do charge my glow-in-the-dark polishes with a nail lamp. That way I can get them nice and bright. I suggest that for anybody using glow-in-the-dark polishes, scare the crap out of yourself at night and also get really good photos with it. And we're going to wrap this up with the Willet Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. The BCB, both of them, Beyond the Sunset and then You Shall Not Pass, I don't think they pass the test in my opinion. They're too opaque, not a bad thing in my opinion, and they're too creamy smooth. The Cadillacquers, they're Crellies. I would not recommend toppering either of these. Lion's Mane kind of passes the test, but I don't know, it just feels pointless. The Cracked Jewel of the Ball is very pretty over black. I would suggest maybe 2 coats over black. Say if you wanted a more starker, deeper base color. Mouse Ballerina, I think it does pass the test, but just kind of float that brush. Both Cuticulas, I think, pass the test over black, but I don't know. Again, you're just not doing these justice. Hummingbird Gloss, however, I think you could get away with maybe like a teal type of base. The Glams, I just feel like you're not doing these justice either, especially Wild Beauty. Great Lakes looks cool over black. I will say that, and I think you can probably do some berries if you want to get creative. Speaking of berries, Jen and Berries, light as a feather, do not recommend. Same at Valley Girl. They're so pretty, but I know the video is showing that it does, both of them pass the test. Cyberpunk, I think would be really cool over like a cobalt or matchy match blues. Euphoric Embers, if you wanted to do like a royal purple, I could see that working if you wanted to take away that jelly appearance. Don't Play Coy does pass the test, very much like the Glam, but you're not doing it justice. Sassy Sauce, a pain in the Asteroid, yes. And same thing with Glampire. These two For Asteroid, I would say neutral colors, and Glampire maybe a purple base if you wanted to make it more opaque, and Reanimated and Science is Pretty. Too creamy smooth, I do not recommend. Okay, now for the comparison I have been asked so many times about. I apologize it took me so damn long to get this out. Thankfully, I have the Emily de Molly to show you all. I have the OG bottle of BKL's Align with a Thorn in its Paw, and I have Light as a Feather. The Light as a Feather I have here is from this Rewind batch. Personally, I don't see a difference between the Rewind batch and the OG batch. So I just want to get that out there. Otherwise, the Emily de Molly and again, the BKL are both from original batches, I guess, for lack of better words. So I am taking this slow and steady because, again, I have had so many questions for this comparison, and I figured let's take it very satisfying and wear it how Trisha would wear in real life for each of these polishes. The Emily de Molly, typically I do wear Haley's polishes at 2 coats, the ones I have in my personal collection. They're always very opaque. This one does have a lighter formula, which totally understandable because we have a ton of shimmer here. Same thing with the BKL. So I'm going to basically show you all these at 3 coats. The Gin and Berries on the previous portion of this video for the swatching part, I did show you all it, I believe, at 2 coats. Wearing it for myself, I like that 3rd coat. I forever love a 3rd coat. It is so rare that I don't wear polishes for my personal use at 2 coats. I just like that thicker appearance. You can see as they build up, the Gin and Berries has a somewhat lighter base than, say, the Emily de Molly and the OG BKL. The shimmer is very similar. I do not and cannot confirm that it's the same shimmer in all 3 polishes here, but when I was trying to catch a macro shot, which unfortunately I didn't get a good one that really demonstrated all 3 polishes, because lining up an index finger on big ass hands with a middle and ring finger is kind of difficult, but just trust me that the shimmer shift in Light as a Feather is very similar, if not identical, to the other 2. And then just going in slow and steady with a super zoomed in shot so you can get all the juicy details here. I really feel like if you want to own either the Emily de Molly, the BKL, or the Gin and Berries, I think the Gin and Berries is different enough to warrant both, especially as a blue lover, so no judgment there. Now, the BKL and the Emily de Molly are pretty damn close. So those of you asking if you need both, you probably don't. So there you go. Polish Pickup is currently open for wish listing. I will link you all below to that. I'll link you to PPUTv, and I'll also link you to that post that references all the polishes coming back, both in shop and in PPU shop, in the description box below. Again, make sure you thank Lisa for doing all of that work. The shop is going to open up for official shopping pre-order July 4th, this coming Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and will run until July 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.